Hey there, Dave with Dirt Missive here. And if you watch the first video, you know I've been working on a lot of things, starting with my body, and it's not quite where it needs to be yet, but it's getting there. And I realize, these changes are already making a difference. How I feel, how I ride, how I sleep, all of those things. So check it out. Welcome to part 2.
Let's talk about fuel. Speaking of substances, a handful of years ago, I was succumbing to what I just chalked up as old man aches and pains. You're chilling at night, get up from the couch, and you feel the day. Feel it in your knees, feel it in your back. Well, a lot of old man aches and pains are directly relative to what you've done to get there. And one thing specifically is fuel. Back on substances, alcohol causes inflammation, joints, all of that. That's a great place to start. I also talk about all the core work I've been doing. And if you've paid attention, looking at a lot of my videos, especially the moto vids, I complain about my back, especially my lower back on longer days, carrying a pack. And although I am doing exercises to specifically target my lower back, core work has been huge for that. And already my back is feeling less chronically fatigued. We need to look at what we put in our bodies, not just as food, but really as fuel. You want if you look at your body as a machine, which it kind of is, you want to have your machine performing at its peak. And aside from exercise and all that, one of the easiest things to do is fuel yourself with premium, high octane, not the cheap shit. It makes a difference. Protein, my goodness, especially as you age, you gotta eat a lot of that. You don't really need to watch calorie count and all that, I don't. But processed foods, shit like that, one thing I started before Baja and tried to continue in Baja, more fruit, more natural food. Not gonna lie, in Mexico they got really good snacks, spicy candy, like pepper mango gummies. But once you move away from the junk, really nothing hits the spot like an apple or a banana, maybe some citrus. Try that. Next ride you go on, don't bring bike candy. Bring an apple, bring an orange. Get into that habit. So, in focusing on what I can do to be a better me, starting with the physical parts, you know, we talked about owning technique, talked about ab work, talked about fuel. Other thing I've been doing a lot of that has really helped me in ways that I didn't expect. You know, I've been a lifelong cyclist, so I've always had pretty good leg power, but you ever notice most cyclists pretty skinny upper bodies, including me? So, you know, it's kind of funny, after Vapor Trail, where I'd just been pedaling, went for a moto ride after that with my homies, which I hadn't done in a while. You can even see it on the channel here if you go back to the Lookout Mountain and Danner Pass video. Man, I was off the back. Part of that was I was having a hard time just hanging onto the bike. You know, riding a dirt bike is really physical, and it is a ton of upper body strength. And after being off the back all day, my buddies kind of made fun of me. They said, "Oh, Dave, you're in great bike shape, but you're in really horrible dirt bike shape." Had a good laugh at that, but it was true. And this Baja thing, although it kind of sort of happened last minute, I knew it was out there for a long time and didn't know if I'd be able to put it together. But probably a month before Baja, I started doing a lot of upper body work, just easy stuff, dumbbells on my arms. Whew. And continuing with it. Now I've been doing that for a few months, and that has made a huge difference. Not just in moto, although it made a monumental difference there, but also on the mountain bike. Going back to the scalpel, I'm feeling more precision, more ease with that, and better control. You know, that ties in with the mental clarity part really well. The more control you've got, it's a life lesson, not just a bike lesson. The more you're in tune, the more you are well fueled, the more you are honed in on your machine, the better you will perform in all areas. And I'm learning that all of this is on the way to being a better me. Because with all the things in my life that are in a lot of ways out of my hands right now, being a better me is the one thing I can control. And I'm really looking forward to this next chapter, whatever it brings. So thanks for listening. Gonna take care of talking about maybe some mental clarity and what I'm doing there on my next ramblings. So thanks for listening to my ramblings. I know it's a little bit of a departure from where I've been, but it goes to holding myself accountable. So I'm sharing, and I'll continue to share. If you liked it, drop a like or a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'm gonna go down now. So enjoy some fun descending on the hardtail. Well, here we have it. As always, finishing her up a little better than when I started her off. Hope you enjoyed today's ride.